It's hard to do.
Oh,
yeah, it hurts my
shit.
fingers every
Oh.
Yeah, it hurts.
I just slammed that shit.
Good morning, my friends. What's up? It's Dukem, and we're back with another adventure. And in this one, we're back to building a trail. We're done with the chip seal driveway. I gotta go build a jump feature for a mountain biking part of the trail and everything. So we're gonna be digging a trench and then a borrow pit and going from there. You know what I'm saying? This might be a little bit smaller of a video. Let's jump into it. We're building trail. It's a beautiful day. I hope y'all have had a wonderful week. Let's get to it, my friends.
Try to explain this as best as possible because it's confusing even for somebody that's like, you know, doing this all the time. You're in a flat area, so creating drainage and features that are stacked out of the ground is absolutely difficult for anybody. Anybody that's been in this for even 30 years has struggled with this type of thing. So essentially your base trail or your tread is at this low point, right? We don't want this to be the low point because this is the trail. Water will sit. It won't be a sustainable trail. So the goal here is to start back at this wall, right? Back at the lowest point you see in the trail, and then you do a little ditch that leads down to that point, right?
Okay.
When you get here, you're gonna have to straddle this. Just be careful.
No, yeah. I just drive my tracks right there. Okay.
Just be really careful. If it does start to sink and you need to recover, you can always like be like, hey, I'm in a bad spot, but make sure the bucket's the opposite way that the machine's tilting and as far out as possible because I'll keep that weight away from flipping the machine. Okay. So the deal here, we ditch from this low point, right? You don't want to touch the tread. You just want to break this wall, bring that down, right? And then the way you want to do this ditch, I would say this ditch is the right height and you have just enough positive fall back to your hole.
Okay.
Your main borrow pit, which is all the way back there where your bucket is. All this can't just be left like this. The reason why is for aesthetics and it just doesn't look professional.
Yeah,
to
no.
Leave it. So you have a jump right there, right? A lot of jumps, now that you have your good clean soil in the center, the way that you protect that and to keep that feature or tabletop in this case from slumping is you're gonna feather this out to where it's a V, right? All the material that you get from that goes to the side of this. You're gonna stack it from that ditch to there. So it's just gonna go one continuous
Like slope.
Yeah, like 20 to 30% slope down into that low spot in that ditch.
Okay.
On that side, you're just gonna take that side, right? You have a big hole back here, right? All of that can go right back to that hole. So now you're essentially blending all this naturalized area to where it looks like it was natural.
What do I do with this?
That's as you're working
I
back.
pull that back with me, or
Yeah.
I don't put nothing back in this.
You try
Really?
not to put anything back in the low spot because that's essentially where the water is already going to go. You have enough positive fall back to it.
Okay, so the V you're saying right here, I got to keep it out of that as best as possible.
As best as possible. You don't have an articulating bucket, so we
So
understand
I
that.
scrape it and I could put it over there,
Or
I just spin it around and put it back there.
the material on this side, I would take as you're trying to get that feathered out,
Just keep pulling it right over.
put it over here
And over
because
and
that's
over.
going to protect all this cap soil in the center. You can even put it on the other side, but the little specific thing with that is you don't want to contaminate the clean soil with that. So it's like a a tedious process, but it makes sense because it protects the sides of your feature.
No, yeah.
You don't want any slumping to happen.
So Clay, all of what he just talked about with the feathering and ditching and everything right here that we're going to be creating just a natural basic ball line and a ditch for the water to run off. He's going to show a little demonstration so I can get a little bit more of an understanding of it. So he's going to come out here like he was explaining and just create a smaller ditch that feathers, that leads into the bigger ditch right here. And then we're going to drag all this extra dirt and everything back to the borrow pit that I had.
This is a good day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many, and the old ones gone under the knife. And I can
Oh, so you did it at diagonally. You didn't want it like this and then going in.
No, because water naturally wants to flow down the hill. And that's our steepest point back there. This is what I call drain brain. I could be explaining it one way when I'm standing there, but when I'm in the machine, it's totally different. So I'm trying to break that water. It's always good to have it not diagonal from the trail, not totally parallel, but water always wants to go like not completely sideways. Water isn't just going to walk and take a step left or right? So you're trying to imagine what water will do as you're working.
Okay.
This morning has so clear a light as any to see the horizon and the far. Excuses were too.
It's hard to do.
Oh,
yeah, it hurts my fingers every time.
time.
Yeah, it hurts.
I just slammed that shit right into the fucking
I
center.
know, it's really annoying.
I didn't expect that though. So this is backhoe mode. We go back to excavator mode.
Yeah. And now on all the other machines, it's all just touch screen in the cab.
Oh, well, that makes it. This is an old clunky machine.
You know, clunky, but has built a lot of really cool things. When all that's cleaned up, we take the leaf blower and naturalize it with pine straw, which we have plenty of.
Yeah,
this will not even look like.
I'm glad we ain't gotta get none shipped in.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like shipping in materials. I like
Yeah.
harvesting from the area that it came from.
Yeah.
It has like more of a natural feel, in my opinion.
So you keep it a hump right here a little bit.
Just
so
slow
then
water
it slows
down.
the water. Okay.
Yeah, but that still has to be this point back here
Needs
still
to be
has to be
lower
lower
than-
than the tread.
Okay.
So the goal is to make the machine work closer to 100%, so that the hand work doesn't have to take 20% of the load. Because if you have hand crew behind you taking 20% of it, and you're not trying to do small things with the machine and get it perfect, you're going to hear about it from them.
Okay, so what Clay was initially explaining, I've already finished this pile on this jump. We've created the ditch, a borrow pit and everything to fill that pile. We didn't transport any dirt or anything in. It's taken naturally and everything's being back naturalized. After that, he's gonna get the other machine with the inch con on it and he's gonna smooth it all out and compact it down, and then we're gonna run over it with the compactor and we're gonna get it really set and molded the way it's supposed to be. Now what he wanted me to do is I'm digging a trench from the trail where the other jump is, and I'm gonna create a roller, which is like just a rolling hill for the mountain bikes to go over. And I'm gonna dig this trench out for another water pit, and then I'm gonna dig out there further, and we're gonna get the actual harvest dirt to be able to put here. Whenever I make it down to good dirt in the trench, then I'll take from there and put it onto the roller. But for now, I'm just digging it and making it a nice grade all the way down so the water still slopes down, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna keep getting this trench dug and then get the harvest pit, borrow pit dug out and start putting some dirt over here on the roller. They have a flat top jump, and then a roller. A jump goes up into a jump, you know what I'm saying? A roller just rolls. Let's go on and finish out digging this trench and getting the dirt and building this roller. This will be my first roller that I get to build from start to finish. So now we got this roller done up back here, we're gonna take and move all the dirt back into the borrow pit that we did. And as you can see back here, Clay is on top of the jump. He's getting everything smoothed out with the inch-con bucket and everything and compacted in the right spots and shaping the actual jump into the jump. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to get the dirt onto the trail so then we can have the jumps and the rollers. So I'm gonna get done, finish filling all of this stuff back in. I'm gonna fill in the little trench to make it look more natural and everything. And then I'm gonna back out and go back over a little bit further over down the trail. And then I'm gonna dig another trench for proper water runoff and everything, so then we don't have to deal with puddles and such being in the middle of the mountain biking trail. If anybody wants to run through it, they ain't gotta run straight through water, you know what I'm saying? Even in the rain, after it rains, we have all these pits and these trenches, so then it really diverts the water off of the trail. So let's hop into it. I just ate lunch. I had 2 tacos and I had a bell pepper. I eat bell peppers like an apple. It's just something that I do. I watch Alex Honnold do it, the rock climber, and so now I've picked up the habit of eating a bell pepper like an apple. Yeah, I got stuck right here.
Yeah.
But I was thinking how I'm gonna get out of this area just because of this, and I didn't want to fall down into the ditch.
Yeah. I would say, like, it's always better to work from the top of your ditch to the bottom because then you see positive fall.
Yeah, but I was thinking about whenever I got the dirt, I would have to keep moving forward to put it over
Right.
here, and so I was trying to figure out a way to do all of them. Man,
Sometimes sitting close to your trail within swing reach at 3/4 of the length of your boom is where you have the most power and manipulation. It's easier to kind of articulate the buckets and boom, and it doesn't feel as jolty. Wherever you're sitting where that's good, to where you can sit and spin, is a good place for you to dig a big hole, as long as it's between big trees,
yeah.
because you have more area to feather into that borrow pit.
Okay. Yeah,
If that makes any sense.
No, kinda. It was just, I was real nervous. I'm glad you came over here and
Yeah.
started talking to me about it, because I mean, I was
I knew
nervous.
you were about to get into a part where it's like overwhelming.
Yeah, I know. Because I
So-
was about to just drive forward right here and just turn around the thing and
Yeah.
just start feeling, like feathering it a little bit better.
All that can just, you don't even need to fill that in, just drag it back. And then,
Okay.
like, yeah. Because that's about the right fall from the tread to the first part of that ditch.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just feather out the side.
And man, I've been so over in my head since I got
Yeah.
back on here, and I was like, how am I supposed to put the grass and the things that I'm supposed to put on you?
Yeah, just
But then how am I filling in with this? And then I got the thing, and I was like, all of them thoughts are all in my fucking head.
it's too much going on at once. These types of trails, and you're not just building on a like a hillside that just drains. It's so difficult to think about all the processes that are going on at once.
Yeah,
So-
I'm very, very thankful for you doing it. and everything.
But just know all those questions and getting into those situations is what trains you the most.
Yeah.
Not
No, that's
even
why I'm
me-
glad I'm doing it right now. So,
Not even me explaining something. Best way to learn is me letting you make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're not going to learn how to not do it.
yeah. Oh,
It's not
no,
like,
yeah.
It's not discipline. It's just a matter of like, damn, I don't want to have to do that the same way again. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
first thing that's on your mind is safety. Second, hit that key.
Okay.
Because if this any diesel machine flips, it's done for. Yeah, your instinct should not be to exit out of this machine.
First thing,
because-
hit the key.
You go to get out of this machine, and you get pinned up under it,
Yeah.
dunzo. So here's a little challenge for you. Is that you see how I shaped that one, right? Where it's off cambered and in that direction? Stack it according to that. Because the closer you stack it to its actual shape, the easier it is to finish it.
Okay, so is the shape still going this way?
Yep.
Or is it going to be coming this way since you come
can-
off this way and then you're going to be coming off this roller leading into that?
So the best way to do this is if we actually walk in and I can show you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can bring your GoPro. Alright,
He didn't mean that, DJ, I promise.
look, it's still aimed this way towards the berm, right? So this other one is going to be off cambered still.
Okay.
You see the direction of the trail?
Okay, so it's going to keep going this way, and then it's going to hit the trail, and then...
Yep, the berm's
Or the
cambered
berm.
this way, so
Yeah.
we're good that way, but we still need to lead a little bit more this way.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we want the camber the direction of trail.
So stack more dirt over on this side, and then make it fall this way.
Yep. But with that being said, it's still going to look like a blob because you're just stacking loose
I
dirt.
got this. I can see it in my brain right now.
Dude, closer and closer.
It's already, yeah, I can see it, because I'm going to try to get it like this, where I'm piling more dirt over here, but I want to get it at the top where more dirt's falling over here, but some dirt's falling over there.
And here's the added its bonus challenge. Sorry. When you stack the dirt, use the bucket after you're done stacking the dirt in the shape that you think is going to look right. Use the bucket to just barely compact. You don't want to slam that thing in the dirt because it'll mess up all the little pivot points on the machine and stuff. But just like soft pack it.
That's what I was
Soft
kind of
pack
doing
the
with
shape.
this. Oh, at the top, I would pack it down just a tiny bit so I could put more dirt on top of it, and it would sit there.
That's perfect because that's compacting and rises.
Oh, okay.
And you could do that as you're stacking
And I'm guessing
too.
you do that for some features anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's best to do it as you're stacking the dirt.
Oh, okay.
So in
All
most
right.
cases, when you're doing foundations, they get you to compact every foot.
Yeah.
Every foot of soil needs like a true compaction with whatever blah 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 PSI.
Okay.
This here is kind of like, this stuff is gonna erode a little bit over time anyway.
Yeah.
And you don't want slumping, but it's good to like just give it that extra bit.
Yeah.
You know, I've stacked 10-foot tall features that where we've only compacted every 4 feet, and you know that most engineers or whatever would look at that and be like, oh my God, why are you doing that? But you know, it's excessive to compact every foot if you're building a 10-foot tall feature.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too much. You're gonna waste a lot of time, and it's not necessary.
You'll be here all day on one feature.
Right. So your challenge is stacking, shaping by soft compacting, and just get a general shape.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna track over it and do my thing.
That's what the roller and pile looks like. I'm gonna create that into a shape, a roller. That's the trench and where I'm gonna be harvesting from. After I get done with that, y'all will see the transformation. I'll show y'all the hole that I dig, and then I'll show y'all how I fill it back in and everything.
I mean, with time management involved, yeah, it's like, but as far as like everything I know, as far as rules and what you want to build with, may not seem like a whole lot, because when you think of trail, you base off of 500 feet a day is like what is typical for a really fast-paced build, and you're supposed to do 1 mile a month. That's for billing and cash flow, stuff like that. So when you build bike features that are in flat areas, it's going to go a lot slower. 160 to 170, 80-ish feet with multiple rollers, jumps, berms, all in a semi-flat area is a huge accomplishment.
In one day.
In one day, for sure. I think none of it's compacted yet, but that's what I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing. Is
I can't wait to get back and see how good it looks.
Yeah, especially if it gets a rain in between and stuff like that. I mean, I'm really stoked on what we accomplished today, and like, you know, looking at it from a standpoint of like maybe a year from now, let's say we're still in crew doing this, we really want to reach like 200 to 300 feet.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be both moving, but there was training involved today. There was all this other, I was in a meeting today. There's so many things that the fact that we got that far with all this stacking and all the, you did rock armoring, and there's like so much.
Yeah.
And for you to be so green to this is a huge accomplishment. I'm really stoked with the way that, like, to find out that you actually do have skills and you undersold yourself for sure.
I don't know if I just didn't know it my own self.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I ain't never done this. So I've only done flat digging.
Yeah.
And never no angles, no piling, no dirt. No. I found some stone in that borrow pit. I put the rock armored the off cambered roller, so now that will give it more stability in it and everything like that. And he explained to me also to pull some of this dirt and everything up and over it so it naturally exposes itself over time.
The coolest part about it is that it's not even rock, it's from an old foundation where a house used to sit here.
Yeah.
So it's like renewable resources. Anytime you dig an area, but if you're picking up stuff that's like from old foundations and you get the green light to use it, always use it. Renewable resources are great. Whether that be big concrete slabs like this or bricks, bricks aren't the best because they have sharp edges and you don't want them to ever expose themselves and a tire to get flat on them.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're good to build base material out of. So if you do get a pile of bricks, you can always bury them deep under the soil and
make it even extra strong.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I'll see you Monday then.
All right, brother.
Enjoy your night.
Good shit.
All right, my friends, that's going to be it for this adventure. Building trail. Like he said, we went around 160 to 175 feet building the trail and everything with jumps, 2 rollers, and 2 or 3 berms as well. So wonderful day. We got to stay on the excavator the whole time, so that was fun too. Learning that a little bit better and getting better at it, at just the angles and stuff that I need to do. Yes, very nice. Also, look at this big cool rock that I found. I'm not sure if it's quartz or not, but it's a very cool rock. You know what I'm saying? Until the next adventure, my friends, I will see y'all in the next one.